there, huh? All right, I'm gonna start and optimistically switch over. Yep. See if it's working. Video unavailable. Come on. Come on, YouTube. Okay. Should be. Should be streaming. Let me kind of keep going optimistically. So I wanted to sync my notes into my just README at least for now. There we go. Works. Okay, totally works. So So let me keep going. I basically got that off my chest there. So all fields should have .as LLM. No, I'm not gonna do that. I've done my other note, which is they need a little internal LLM state, but I'm not gonna expose that to the users. Next, I do want all fields have at. Just at, if that's syntactically allowed for all fields, or just .at, right? Date, time, or whatever, something like that. Maybe. Was that PyTZ or something like that? I don't know. I want to keep it simple. But and then oh, I know the next note. It's hilarious. All fields have .quote, which is like, you know, what would it be? You know, like when discussing topic summary, right? You said something like that, right? Or like the user, right? User class or whatever. Right? Said, boom. And then something like that, right? When discussing, you know, something like that. Something like that. That's my thought. You know, direct quote with like ellipsis, you know, this thing, sick, etc. Stuff like that. That's the point, quote. So if I want it, and yeah, that's built in. That's built in. That's mandatory for all fields. All fields. Get it? Wonderful. So what's the next note? Follow the thread to completion. I think I pretty much captured that. That's fine. Okay, so here's my little prompt. So it can just sit here in my notes here for a second. It's not really great, but I think it's enough to just barely get me started. I got to kind of look into, all right, exactly how am I going to prompt this thing in a second? I got to figure out, like tool nodes and how tool nodes interface into here, but also I really want high fidelity and high confidence, like data conversion for all these decorators I'm playing with. There could just be like a generic, right? Like maybe a generic like dot what, like transform, instead of that dot match, be like, what would I say? Restate, state as. What if it was just as? Like restate dot as Shrek, right? In the voice of Shrek, or in the style. Let's move to Shrek. restate dot what? Oh, because I definitely wanted a, I remember one of my notes for sure. I want a language or translate, translate, transform. They're all transformers. It's got to be as language, right? As language. And maybe any string is allowed. And what I was thinking is if it's a valid language, whatever it's called, like ID, you know, like EN or like TH or like EN underscore, you know, FR underscore CA or whatever. Prompt that, say that, and you prompt. Otherwise, prompt like, just like what? In the language, colon, like, right, that's the point. Cool, got that off my chest, got that captured as lang. This is gonna be awesome. Okay. State at, like dot restate, state as, like dot viewpoint. Restate, state as, you know, like what am I trying to say? What yeah, like like an antebellum Southern gentleman, right? Right. Restate as Southern. Right. State or dot at, no, not dot as, or maybe dot as. Maybe dot as is like generic. We could try that. Try that. Dot as. Dot as, you know, it'd be at as dot, what would it be? At as dot, what's another like style? Sarcastic, right? Stated sarcastically. Factually. Attitude, right? That's the point. As, let's do as cheeky. What? Tease? Something like that. Dad joke. Let's do that, right? Dot as dad. There we go. Some sentences end with a cheeky, with a cheeky, no. Some sentences end with a dad joke connected to the like topic, right? Relevant with a to the topic. Something like that. That's the point. Okay. That's the point. Okay. Captured. Done. Good. Next note. Off we go. Keep going. So this prompt I don't really care about. Let me go look at some notes. I'm almost done with this. So at about on the class or a doc string. So I was super into this. And then what did I say? Must expose the class name to the LLM and clearly advertise it in the docs. Yes, we've already established that. That's going to be these green class names. We're totally good there. There's my feet. Next, what else? This we are vibe coding. I don't like it enough. As LLM, we did a bunch. Test a bunch of at user named Bob. Let's throw that in here. I want to test a bunch of stuff like at user first name is Bob, you know, right? And this would be a great example of why you would want to, why you might want to like modify the data model is to add a user annotation to start saying, well, if your name is Bob now, it could be in the, you know, it could be a field, but then it's probably going to ask, yeah, it's going to ask your name, but yeah, I know exactly. Oh, wow. I wonder if you could have like hidden fields. Let me just write this down too, because I definitely don't want to implement this. Like unasked fields. If the user like says it, capture it, but otherwise don't ask. That's a very interesting idea. Definitely way in the future. That's like scope crunch, scope creep. Okay. Okay, sorry. I wrote my as language note. Check if that's exactly what I wrote down. And then here I just struggled with what's the name. So I want to name the agent and I want to name the user easily. And the default can be agent and user, or maybe assistant and user. Maybe agent. I feel like if I say agent now, these LLMs are trained to behave like agents. So at agent's already used for like characteristics of the agent, not for like its name. Let me go look at some code, right? So this is real code. You know, this product owner is, I would basically change that. Yeah, I would basically change that. Yes, yes, yes. The user request doesn't change. No, it's this user, you know, ID. So after a lot of thought, I almost landed on, what did I land on? At role and at user role. That's what I landed on. So it'd be this instead. It'd be that. So then at user, don't like it. I'm glad I wrote it now that I see it on the screen. I definitely don't like it. So I'm gonna just go with Alice and Bob. So a Alice, a agent. It's mnemonic. I'm just gonna be a little cheeky and have a little fun. So this is Bob. Bob. That's Bob. Bob's the other end of the conversation. Alice is the agent. Bob's the other end. But I think that's the point. So then I might even say like at Alice, at Bob. What if I do like at Alice? You know? Yeah, exactly. You are the what? Product owner. Um, what are you? So you're the like, what is this? User request? You are the like technical, yeah, technical assistant, right? Tech assistant. Expert tech assistant, right? That's the point. Like that. That's Alice. That's Alice and that's Bob, right? That's Alice and that's Bob. So Alice is an expert tech assistant at user product owner. No. Now at user seems less interesting. What if I go Bob dot at Bob? Let me see if this works. I bet this works at Bob dot. This would definitely work in JavaScript. At Bob dot um it's going to be Bob's characteristics like DESC, Bob dot description, Bob dot is, nope, can't do that. Bob dot am, Bob dot r, Bob dot r. Just I kind of like just describe or I kind of like that. Bob dot, what's he like? What's the user? Bob dot context, Bob dot desk is working. And then this would be, you know, the agent might be here, right? Alice. Yeah. At agent. Yeah, at Alice is way more friendly. Alice dot what? Does? No. I can't find anything better than BESC. Okay. So Bob's a product owner. He's not deep technically. Alice is the expert assistant. Right. There can only be one Bob and one Alice. There can be multiple descriptions. Everything else kind of stays. The only thing is this user request. Mm-hmm. I guess this works. At Bob, at Alice. And so, what is that? Hint must. Yeah. Alice, Bob. Uh-huh. Okay. I wish I could do Bob.is. I could do it IZ. What else could I do? Bob.iss. Bob. Oh, I love Bob.is. These things. Number 2. Number 5. Gross. Gross, no. What else? Underscore? No. No, no, no. Maybe I'll ask it. I'll ask it. Okay, so I think that works. So I'm going to start making it code that. That's going to be a big change that I make. Or actually, let's just throw in as language real quick. Whoa, what are my differences here? What's going on? Oh, that's all my notes. And then is Chatfield actually doing stuff? What is it doing? Oh, I have like real. Okay. Oh, whatever. I'm just going to check it in. I don't want to deal with super tidy Git repos yet. What do I want? The poor loop, right? All right, off it goes. So, and the reason is I want to get into this. Update Chatfield. Uh, what was it? Well, I should put the memory in there that the test suite doesn't need to run just yet, but that's fine. Update Chatfield so that, wait, let me just double check. As lang, lang, whoa, Claude, no. Anything, no, it'll just be in my decorators for sure. I can just go read it. It'll be in my decorators for sure. And it'll be def as, oh, where's all these? Oh, was it types? Yeah, it was types. As language, oranges. No. Okay. Whatever. I just want to get it tracking that as language property. It's pretty cool, man. I'm just telling the thing add and remove properties, and they're coming in and out. That's pretty abstract programming, you know. I want properties. I want the test suite updated. I know I'm like late to the party or whatever, but It's pretty awesome. I don't think I'm late to the party for like shipping a brand new piece of software. I think, that's gonna this thing's gonna be influencing the way people build software for years. Hmm. My wife's laughing at my on-air sign. Okay, here's Claude's plan. Uh-huh. Totally. Follow the existing decorator pattern used by Aztec. Whatever. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. No, that's not right, but whatever. Could be as language Python. That's actually a great point. I could say as language Python. Python, Python pseudocode, something like that. That'd be hilarious. That's actually a really cool use case. Hmm. I definitely want to go in and look at how it's building up this data model and all this stuff. Maybe start from these decorators. Because I think like all of this is ridiculous. I don't like this. This is not generic. It's all kind of hard coded. There's tons, it's not dry. I think this could be super, super, super tightened up. I know all the code works, but maybe I could kind of get it started and tell it to finish. This is awesome. This is a ton of good code. This is awesome. Whoa. What are we doing? Yeah. Match rules. I don't like any of this. Must. Kind of want to start my own. Let me think. Hint. Right. Agents of behavior. So we return a decorator. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to change one of these to like a new implementation and see if I can make it like push it all the way through. And so what am I going to change? Instead of, what is this? Right. I know. The class, I know exactly what I want to do. I think I'll think a lot of this code might kind of be from the old decorator days, maybe, because I think what I could do is initialize the class or define the class, maybe strictly speaking, and put properties and stuff in their class level properties, and just let these things hook into those. I'm almost certain I can do that. Do I want to do? Maybe I want to do a quick whiteboard to check that out. Where's that my whiteboard? So if this is my correct, um, yes it is. So got .env. So let me just kind of write a quick class. So if I do, what's the point? If I do a decorator, a class decorator, right? Yeah. Hold on. So then if I go if I go a class decorator, right? And then what was the kind of, or what was the code I was reading? Listen. No. It was in the, oh, I lost my code. It was in the types. Yes, it was. So as language, right? That takes a string, obviously. And then was I looking at anything else interesting? As int, as float, as percent. Yeah, and the idea was like I remember. Let's just do it myself, right? As int is not defined at the moment, right? Rows, right? Yes, good. So we're gonna make one. Wait, as int is a field. Let's actually change to at like agent. What am I going to do? Yeah, let's do an Alice, right? Let's do Alice. It works on a, no. Alice takes a string. Exactly. Agent like role. Yes, precisely. Alice, the decorator takes a string. A class decorator that stores the agent role into the class property or something like that, right? Let's see if it does it for me. Come on, come on. Whoa, stop it. Write my code. Go. Yeah, exactly. So then if I say Alice, right, precisely. And then class, yes. Let me not subclass just yet, because I'm just going to say agent role equals default, right? Agent role. Exactly. So then we do this. What do we do? Let's just say whatever. Yeah, exactly. No, just the type, right? Let's just print it out. Yeah. And then if I comment that out and run that, yes, perfect, easy, right? So I'm gonna change this to do that. I'm sick of all this stuff. So then in the base class, let's just think about the base class real quick. The base class, the base class. Okay, is it a dialogue? No, it's a data set, right? It's an info pack, right? It's a data set. It's certainly not a dialogue. The base class shouldn't be called a dialogue. Let's change it. Let me go read my code. It's a user request. A user request is it's like a form, you know? I really want to say it's a form and there's fields. Let me quickly ask, what can I do? I know what I'll do. Let me just copy this readme, go very quickly ask. Oh. Stop it. Copy. Let me just go very quickly ask an LLM if it can think of any. Yes, Claude. What is it? Form. Way more engaging. Like provoking. Provoke. Tit. Nice. It pasted it in there. Wonderful. Go. I think this is not gonna help. Oh, you love it. Thank you. I get a point. You love it. Ooh, a discovery maybe. Ooh, a quest isn't bad. A lesson, a tutorial, a workshop? No. A session? No. It's an inquiry. Ooh, inquiry's not bad. Or an exploration. It's an inquiry, or it's, you know what it might even be? It's an interview. It's an interview. I think it's an interview. I think that's the word. Inquiry? It's interview. That's the answer. We're changing the name. We're changing the types. So what do we change? Let me change my code and work backwards from there. It's not a dialogue, it's an interview. Yeah, that should be pretty easy to change. Interview. Now what? Uh-huh. So Bob and Alice, for example, can just totally be in the base class. Let's just throw it in. Let's get that base class going. I think Bob and Alice. Let's change this, right? Dialogue. Boom. Boom. What? Why is it throwing a string like that? Okay. Done. So then what? An interview. So an interview has basically like, let's just call it like, should I just call it Alice role equals exactly. No, that's not going to work until init, right? Self. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just keep going. Yeah, Alice roll and Bob roll. Right? I think that's it. And then there's going to be some fields. That's going to be basically it. I'm going to run this thing pretty much like a dictionary. So, yeah, like here we go. Let me actually read. So these field values, matched evaluations, transformations, underscore meta. What's going on with underscore meta? There's a whole other meta like class. Yeah, there's a whole other meta class. Get meta. Yeah. Gather. Right. Get out of there. What is this? Chatfield meta. Don't even care. Yeah. Get meta. Get attribute. Set attribute. Yeah. Okay, good. I know this. Set field value. Yeah. This is cool. Okay. Done is a property which works already. Fine. Oh, this is cool. And then message pack is getting crazy. Okay, I pretty much understand this whole file, I think. So let's start changing stuff. Man, Socrates is also a problem. Socrates was a bad idea. I was too excited. It's good that I was excited, but I picked the wrong name. Let's fix it later, I guess. Metadata by class. Oh, really? Metadata cache is a dictionary. Global cache for metadata by class. Ooh, I don't know if that's good because, first of all, I bet it takes 2 seconds to compile this. I bet it takes like 2 nanoseconds to compile, to like recompile. So I'm not sure it's saving any work. And then secondly, these things are supposed to change and swap and, do things. So it's not, I don't even know yet. You may want to, it may be possible to, what do you call it? Mutate one of these things. I don't know. If there's a builder class, then you could potentially mutate one of these things. Not too difficult. I don't know if that's possible. That should be fine. Then I think I should, you could choose to operate immutable, but you don't have to. That's what I would want this thing to do. So whatever. So now in an interview, is that the point? So Alice, so then yeah, like, because I know, shoot, let me get into the metadata. I know a lot is implemented. I don't want to just rewrite stuff that the LLM already wrote. So into the metadata. Oh, this isn't bad. Field metadata and Socrates. So this is metadata for the. Here we go. Yes. Yeah. The user age, the user context, the agent context, the doc strings, and there's all these add and remove. Man, I want to just delete all this. has context. Check if the gatherer has any context. What are you doing? Get list, get all field names in order. I don't need any of this. I almost want to just remove it like that. Good. So is there anything I want to keep? Basically, I want these lines of code right here. Let's go keep it. So in the base class, boom. So what did it do? User context, agent context. So that's this now. Alice role and Bob role. If I did it as a dictionary, I would do like Alice equals. Would I do a dictionary like that? Yeah, exactly. Role. And the default role would be, what did I say? Agent? Wait, is there a description? No, there's no descriptions. I'm not sure this is helping. I'm not sure this is helping. I was gonna make a list, you know? Like characteristics, right? Right. Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. I don't... Why? If it were JSON, I might do this. I'm gonna keep it a little flat. I don't care. I don't care. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. So the Alice role is none. The Bob role is none. I just can't not write it that way. Okay, Bob role is... Then, let's just say, but the Bob, what do you call it? Are you done? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Shoot. Did I change some code here? I don't know if I saved it. Okay, language implementation. Oh, yeah, I totally did. Oh, dear. So the base class, I think, was unchanged. Yeah. The base class was unchanged, I think. Hopefully. Let's do that. So the base class was Chatfield init, Chatfield tests, Chatfield types. Ooh, I don't think that's me. Yeah. Language translation helpers, whatever. Let's just go with that. I don't mind if the gets if the commits aren't super clean just yet. Okay. So that's Alice's. So Bob's, what is it? Like, oh, I was gonna ask the LLM. Let's keep asking it questions. I really like. If I use Alice to describe the agent and Bob decorators to describe the user, I want .alice like something like .alice is, you know, extremely detailed, you know, and extremely detailed and precise, you know, or Alice, you know, Bob is not I don't know, what is Bob? Speaking English as a second language, right? Right? But is, and also I don't want it to mentally clash with assigning a role such as tech support or patient. Let's see if it can give me some fun ideas. Oh, I used description. Yeah, with, no, gross. Style, yeah. Using, maybe. It's kind of funny. Plus, that's kind of neat. Alice.plus. That's kind of neat. Oh, trait. That's cool. Trait. Has. Alice has. No, right? I like trait. I like trait. With no. Being, yeah. Okay, and it's better than description for sure. Trait. A plus is also an interesting Alice dot plus. Nah, trait is better. Using is kind of hilarious, but no. It's trait. Dot mark? No. Dot note. That's cool. Alice dot note. Ooh, dot note isn't bad. It'd either be dot trait or dot note. Let's do dot trait. Dot trait is nice and clear. So then let's put that in the code. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And then the user request, subclasses and interview. Uh-huh. Or an interrogation, right? An interview. And the product owner's request for technical work. That's fine. Bob is the product owner. Alice is the expert technical assistant. You could do like this, right? Alice, Bob. Nah, that's kind of worse. That's kind of okay. Let's keep going. So I wanted to do this. I wanted to track this. Okay, but no. Let me keep writing code. I don't want to. Is this thing? No. Yeah, let me keep like. So Bob's just gonna have. What were they called? Traits. Exactly. Alice has traits. Bob has traits. What else is there? The only other thing now is fields. So, I mean, you have like, it works by defining the function, right? It's actually a little bit unclear. If you don't decorate anything, does that? No. Because it's an interview class. No, it is clear. That's a field. There's only fields in here. Yeah. There's no functions. There's no helpers. It's a little data class. Okay. Time. Yes. Budget. So let's keep writing. So there's the traits. So then everything else is field, right? And I wonder if there was like a generic way to do stuff. So at hint, at must. So at must and at reject. I want to just track it like I want to just track these at hint. I want to just almost literally just build a list of like, pardon me, of these. Let me think. I want to just build a. What I'm trying to think is like, are all of these just basically keys and values, or like keys to multi values or whatever, or maybe there's a kind that's like hint must reject. I don't even know. Oh, user and agent's no longer a thing. Alice and Bob. Right. Oh, I definitely know what else I want to change. I definitely want to change. While we're going through here, what was that? Match. Wait, where does that match come from then? Is that in my base, in my, sorry, in my decorators? Is that my decorators? Agent, user. Uh-oh, this is bad. Okay, fine. Hint. Yeah, I think I want to change all these. Must. Right. It wraps a callable. Yeah, exactly. That function is passed in. Okay, okay, good. So it is just sticking itself inside that callable. I guess that's good because I guess it doesn't know its parent class right now, I think. Or maybe it's bound to it, but I don't want to get into that. Okay, so good. So a must rule. So why are there only like 2 or 3? There's must. Why are there a bajillion others in the types over here? Type decorator. What in the heck? Oh, yeah, I like this. Let's not worry about. Okay, yeah. I like this. At must, right? So there's at hint, there's at must, there's at reject. All of these should move into the types. And then where somebody's got to import all these, right? From so there's a bajillion types. There's must. Oh wait, no, this is the decorators. There's a bajillion types. Uh-huh. Cool. So it decorates the function. Wonderful. Type decorator. So type decorator digs it out in here. Transformations. Okay, cool. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. But is it a type decorator? That's a weird thing to call it. Okay. Because it decorates a function. But whatever. Base class for type transformation decorators. Each decorator stores its transformation requests on the field and all are processed together in a single. I don't know what that means. I think I do, but okay. So right on. So then it just creates a bunch of them. Uh-huh. And then where do these all get imported? And then what is this new code here? As language. Okay, cool. Oh, that didn't stick in yet? I thought I committed that. Uh-oh, my types. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know exactly what I need to do. What is that? No, was it types? It was the types, yes. I think, yeah, the language code I want. Oh, I want this too. Whoa. All right, let's just take that too. Yikes. I don't know what all that is, but don't care. Okay, so good. So then somebody's got to import all these types. Does the decorators import them all? No. Who imports all these types? No. Let me go find it. Like as time zone, right? Yeah, let's go see who references that. Example types. Test types. Oh, init. Let's go read that. Yeah, of course it's in all. I don't like this though. I kind of don't like this. Okay, so I don't know my own code base because it's not clear to me how do all these types get imported. I could ask the LLM work as siblings to app match. So there's that, and then there's just a ton of them. So then there's these types. So then when I just import them as whatever, as whatever. Of course I do. I just import them right out of Chatfield. That's the thing I just said I didn't like doing. Okay. Yeah, I have to. I definitely have to. So then it doesn't matter. Get it. I get it. Okay, cool. So let's see if I can make it implement Or wait, no, I'm not. So here's the traits. Let me just keep it real simple, right? So here's an interview class. These are the traits. I don't like this field. Okay, so there may be a doc string, although I should be able to get that out of my super class, out of my class if I want. Yes. Maybe I don't want doc string. And just for a second, I don't want fields either, because it should be in my functions. A function is a field. A function's a field. So then when I initialize, let me maybe not get meta. I don't want to have a little meta object. And then where does that meta go? So, why is it doing this? Use set attribute to bypass our custom one. Yeah. And we did our own. Okay. Whoa. Oh, it's running it. Yikes. Whoa, this is like JavaScript stuff. Okay, cool. But collected data, I think no. Match evaluations, no. Transformations, no. Field values, no. And really meta, no. It's in the class, right? Let me think about it. Would you modify the instance? I guess that's the point, is because if you start changing these fields, you're going to modify the instance. Let me think. Do I want my user, like if I'm in here, right? If I'm in my loop, right? I do a go. If I modify this, it might be trouble. Might be trouble. Because it's all class. It's all, it's all class definitions and stuff. Because I'm trying to make the syntax, cheeky, so you don't have to, which is, these are like kind of global now, right? These are basically globals. So what now? Traits, would traits change? They definitely should. Maybe as you decorate, these things store themselves in the class. Let me think this through. So as I decorate, it stores all these decorations. Inside this class, it must, right? Yeah, I can't change traits. I feel like that's fair. I could do a builder and build something else. I could make a modified copy. I don't think you could change traits of a instance, right? You could possibly change traits of a class. I don't know if that's good either. But do you want to change traits of an instance? Let me think. Or change any fields or anything. I guess not. Let me think. Let me think. So, I don't want to really get wound up here, but let me just keep going. Let me just go with whatever's kind of simple. So this is simple. This is simple. Let's keep going. And so then we don't need to track any fields because those are going to be methods ostensibly or something like that. So if we initialize, let's, yeah, I'm going to like rip all this out. Get meta, get out of here. Gather, get out of here. This thing, get out of here. Don't want it. Get attribute's going to be huge. That's definitely going to be huge. Let me just throw an exception real quick. My favorite exception. Just to set field value. Internal method to set field values with field value proxy. This may be good. I'll keep it. Done is definitely good. Repr is definitely good. And then let's just, yikes. From serialization, import dialog to message pack dict. Whoa. Why is it doing this? I don't like this being here, but whatever. Right, and it constructs one. Definitely. Okay. All right. Let's skip that. That's not super urgent just yet. Okay, so let's go up. There's a bunch of stuff to do. So now let's run. So that's totally going to crash, obviously. Python. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. Who did that? init.py. Let's fix it. I want to follow along. I'm kind of in the mood to, yeah, dialogue. So that's called, what's that called? Interview. Correct. That's called interview. Next. Cannot import dialogue. Why not? Oh, yep, same problem. Evaluator. So an evaluator also knows what an interview is. Definitely. Interviewer. Oh, man. Wait. Oh, man. We gotta change it. We gotta change it. Evaluator. Yeah, we gotta change it. Interview. Change it. Easy. And then evaluator. Change it. Interviewer. Boom. Wonderful. Easy. All right, let's just, I know I'm gonna need to fix some code real quick. What's that? Evaluator. Yep. Yep. Done. Next file here. Where was it? Whoa, whoa, come here. Evaluator, interviewer, 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 interviewer. Yes. Wonderful. All right, now what happens? We're nowhere close. Cannot import name Alice from Chatfield. Yes. So, is it a decorator? Yes, it's a decorator. Man, I want to just kind of comment a bunch of stuff out. And then do this. Maybe. Must. Let's just start simple. Alice. Okay. So is it going to say there's no Alice? Okay, fine. So in the decorators, let's make an Alice. So Alice was going to be, yeah, here we are. This is nice. We're already in there. We're basically exactly where I was in my whiteboard just a few minutes ago. So agent is going to change to Alice. Oh, the only problem is, I need to check. Let me just ask this thing in, oh, I think I know. Like, you know, agent, right? And I go at Alice. No, there's a behavior. No, this is, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What, well, let's say like personal assistant, right? And then at Alice dot, what was it? Trait? Love it. Speaks with, speaks like a pirate, right? Right. Perfect. So, right, class, 2 days plan, right, is an interview. Morning, deaf morning, right? Done. Let's try that. Both a decorator function and an object with methods. Oh, that's why it did that. Okay, okay, okay. Let me go read that code. I already have that like implemented in the types in here. This is why it did that. So I could do. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I might move this. So in the base class, there's all this. What is all this? Yeah, let's just do. So it's definitely the decorators. I want to make. Oh, I see. This needs to be different because let's see. Does it need to be different because it's decorating a different like class, right? Right. So it's an agent decorator. Yeah, or it's a. Okay, let's actually get started. Let's do that. Um, implement a more generic approach. Let's see. We're decorating the interview class, right? So, class, let's do what they say. Interview decorator. I bet, yeah. Yeah, I bet it follows along. Shoot, stop that. So, when we init, when you init, it gets a name. So it's passed in, right? Ooh, yikes. Wait, this is not interview decorator. This thing says when you initialize it, you're gonna want to pass it. Let me see how they use it. Agent decorator Alice. Alice.trait. Yeah, totally. Bob.trait. So let's do that. Yes. Agents. Class agents. Oh, nice. So it's just sticking it in one big dictionary, is it? Yes, it is. Store the role in the class. Self.name. Okay, so then it puts itself in. So now it puts itself under a name. So this is the name. Okay, so the class. So it's just going to have Alice and Bob. I see. That's not bad. We can say there's roles. We can say there's roles. I can use this code. So it makes a decorator, which is, and that decorator is going to take the class and store the role. Fine. I see. Okay, okay. I have a question. What if I do a trait before I do a... Oh, look, it does that. It actually runs the same exact code. So a trait, so this decorator stores the role. It initializes agents, exactly the same. Okay, and then if my own name is not in there, it puts it in with the same initialization field. So this is duplicated code big time, but that's cool. And then the role is set or descriptions are updated. Yeah, wonderful. These are traits. Wonderful. I like that. I totally get that. Good. So now we are doing that, and Alice.trait totally works. Yes. Easy. Very easy. Cool. Making a decorator like this. Okay, wonderful. So let's steal that. Trait. Hey, stop it. Okay. So let's go into here. So I get it. So I don't think. Ah, no. We won't be passing. We'll be passing in a name, I believe, right? At agent. That's fine. So let's delete all that and paste this stuff in and see where we are. So this is an interview decorator. It is not an agent decorator. It's gonna get a name. Wonderful. When we call it, it's gonna, yes. So it's gonna make it, it's gonna define a decorator. Right. Oh, I guess I could I could do something like this, right? Self dot ensure. Right, exactly. Is it like self dot underscore register or something? Would that work? Nah, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it not dry for a second. So if there's no underscore agents, let's just call it roles. Yes, underscore agents is going to be underscore roles. Boom, 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 boom. Done. Boom. Done. Next. The reason is we're just going to Alice role and a Bob role. We're going to leave it abstract. So if there's no space for the roles, give it one as a dictionary. In the class, wonderful. If this name, but no, wait a second, Alice. Oh, I pass in that name like that? I guess so. Wait, why do I do that? Why do I need that name? It's gonna need to know whether it's an Alice or a Bob. I guess so. Yes, of course it does. Yes, of course it does. Okay, okay. So what's it gonna do? Make the space. If this role is not defined, then initialize it like empty. The role will be none, I guess. And the traits will be empty. Would the role be none, or would the role be the class name, right? Oh, here we go. Here we are. Oh, so you can call it multiple times if you want, and it'll just overwrite the latest one. That's weird, but that's okay. Oh, actually, I know. If you if you call it with a role and that role already exists. Yeah, exactly. If the role is not none, then throw an exception. Exactly. Exactly. If class.roles self.name. Right, so let's do like my role, right?